Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Occult Chronicles. In the last episode, we did extremely well, gaining quite a few points in pentacles, thanks to various, well, actually, thanks to a card, an Arcana card, and... No, actually, I think we picked up Holy Water 2 episodes ago. Right, well, we picked up the Magician, which has made spell casting something Dr. Whom will be excellent at utilizing during his adventure in here. We've picked up a gun, which should also help us somewhat, and we've got all of the backgrounds already purchased, and we're working on some edges now to further assist us. We're still exploring the first floor, and we've got the second story token drawn. We've got another 6 or so until we'll have to begin looking to get downstairs. Should have enough time to wrap up at least this floor and maybe even get up to the attic this time around. In any case, we're here inside this very amazing room, and one of these is all the heads on the wall, and the other one is probably a crocodile. We're also still looking for the stuffed polar bear head that we need to complete the quest. It's generally not in this room, though, but we should still investigate both these question marks. And this might lead to the other side of the mansion. Alright, let's start with this one. Your attention is drawn to a wall covered in mounted trophy heads. You recognize some of them as big game animals, but others are truly bizarre creatures. You see among others what might be a giant bat's head, a fish man of some sort, and a creature that could only be called a troglodyte. As you come closer, a growing sense of unease begins to dominate your thoughts. You are startled, and a chill shoots down your spine when you realize that the trophies are watching you. Their heads all turn slightly in unison as you approach. Your eyes widen in disbelief as you realize that the trophies are mounted on the wall are possessed by spirits. You can feel them probing your psychic defenses as they try and get into your head. We have a Pentacles card. We do. Your defenses prevent the spirits from hurting you. The trophies gaze down at you with pleading eyes. You can sense that some of them want to make contact with you psychically. Others look like they would like to tear you apart if they had a body with claws or could get their fangs on you. There is definitely some type of strange sorcery involved here that is binding these spirits to the trophies. You can feel a wave of anger building slowly in the psychic space of this room. Someday, it's going to explode. Something strange about this place keeps your eyes fixed on the wall. There's a strange sorcery here that draws life essence towards it. You will need all your willpower to turn and escape. You exert all your willpower to step away from this ensorelled wall. Step by step, you feel its power wane until suddenly you are free. I highly doubt there's anything in this corner, and I don't want to get pinned if we can't easily get a high evade from this. So we're going to step here first. And this is the stuffed crocodile. You immediately notice the enormous 12-foot stuffed crocodile displayed prominently in the room, which is adorned with many other eccentric collector's pieces. A sudden chill shoots down your spine as the tail of the crocodile begins to sweep back and forth. The eyelids flick open, and you know something is terribly wrong. You can't be sure whether this thing is alive, undead, or animated by some dark sorcery, but it certainly looks hungry. You see things far worse than this. The crocodile turns to face you, and you can clearly see the stitches that indicate that this creature was stuffed and then reanimated, probably as a guardian for this place. Its gaze is locked on you, and it slowly starts to advance towards your location. Guardians like this are always animated by dark sorceries, and there is almost always a way to break the spell and snuff out the threat at the source. This is our best chance. I don't think the queen will show up, so we'll use the king. There go both our pentacle cards anyway. And we annihilated the thing. You channel your energy into a stream that strikes out at the crocodile on the snout and exits behind its tail, breaking the seal on the spirit trapped inside. The Guardian will no longer be a threat. You will be very glad to have that trap's edge sooner rather than later. The chef is probably in this room. We'll look for him here. Did we already find the dagger earlier? I can't remember. I think we did. We did. Okay, it's on the other side of the mansion. But we'll be going that way soon enough. You stop dead in your tracks when you first see it. A large 19th century oven is shambling across the floor in front of you. It seems to rock back and forth, and you hear the loud scrapes that it makes as it hobbles forward. A sudden chill shoots down your spine as you realize that you are confronting something otherworldly here. You flinch in horror as a face seems to materialize and turn its attention to you. Haunted furniture and you never get along very well. Your eyes widen in disbelief as the possessed oven turns to meet your gaze. You must fight to keep your sanity. Please, the 8. You'll be damned if you will let this kitchen appliance scare you. The possessed oven seems to rock back and forth, and as it sizes you up, sorry about that, you could swear that you hear screams from souls trapped within the oven, roasting in agony. This creature is a product of a sorcery or curse of unfathomable evil. I think we have the quest to defeat this oven already, so we should try to do so. You sense an evil mind bound with spite to this kitchen appliance. You might be able to force it to flee its constraints through the powers of your mind. This is not a good hand. We have no face cards, we have 2 aces. That said, we don't want to lose a challenge. But we might not be able to avoid losing. Oh, do I dare? Okay, no. We'll win the challenge. It's always tempting to throw in the... We'll take the loss and take like 1 or 2 loss cards. But because we have good stats, we're likely to get penalized very heavily for losing even slightly. So I'm not willing to take the chance any longer. You won the duel. Your psychic talents are impressive. You will the spirit haunting the oven to leave this world, and it obeys. This probably goes outside again. Let's clear out the rest of this room first. You see what at first looks like a blur of light and shadow moving back and forth in a circular pattern. It might even be the reflection of some nearby mirror or window. Suddenly you see a ghost materialize before you. It's dressed in the classic attire of a chef with an apron and a distinctive cooking hat. You stop dead in your tracks and try and compose yourself. Your mind races, contemplating this ghostly creature that has suddenly appeared before you. The fear it elicits is of course natural, but confronting the supernatural is never easy. I'll risk that our queen will come in a little more useful later. Won't risk that queen, though. Oh, that was dumb. I should use the 9. It's 1 point I'm not going to earn now. It didn't really matter about the Queen of Wands in the end. You have kept your sanity. You might even emerge from this a little stronger. The ghostly chef floats about in a circle as if moving from working station to working station. It seems completely absorbed in what it is doing and does not seem to be paying you any attention. You have found the chef apparently. It's time to use your skills as a medium and order the dessert. Our persuasion is letting us see these 2 cards. I cannot do anything about the wands, but we can take the 3 of swords with our 5. You enter a trance and reach out to the ghost. It turns to look at you with a concerned face. You are here about the dessert, no? I would very much like to help you, but my terrible accent and I need my knife. It's run off somewhere. Once it's back, I will serve up a dessert to be remembered. Yes! +1 edge upgrade. I'm going to actually... Research Expedition Leader will be really handy to have at rank 2. Let's upgrade this to rank 2 so we can scry 2 cards. Dessert! Yes, but my knife has run off somewhere. There will be no dessert until it's back. Have you found it? It is very sharp and very strong-willed. Has a mind of its own, you know. Please tell it to come back here at once. You have a bad feeling about this. Wow, there's a lot of floor left here. You notice a human figure curled up into a fetal position and struggling for breath. It's obvious that whatever it is, it's sick and probably dying. As you draw closer, you realize that this figure before you isn't human. It's some type of weird half-plant and half-human lab experiment monstrosity. You occasionally encounter things that science shouldn't meddle with, and this is one of those. You stare in horror at the pathetic creature and wonder what madness would drive someone to create this. Let's use it. You've seen things far worse than this. You were part of the team that broke into the 5th lab and discovered the twisted, alchemically created creatures called chimeras. This isn't anywhere near as bad as that. The dying plant man looks up at you expectantly. You think you can recognize emotions in its facial expressions, fear and pain. In between labored breaths, it seems to be chittering like it was trying to communicate with you. Its message is plain. Please end this. You get sick just looking at it. You don't need to deal with this thing right now. That's part of a quest. The second part of a 3-part quest, actually. Now, do I double back and get the... No, I don't double back yet. We can get the knife. We could also turn in the donut quest. But while I'm doing that, I should try to complete the witches quest. But this mansion, this first floor, is turning out to be massive. Ooh, and I gotta use the bathroom, everyone. 1 second. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Figured you guys could listen to the awesome music for the game. So, what do I do? Like, there's so many other exits, and I bet you most of these probably go outside. Let's come back over into this direction. The haunting manifests itself as a dim ball of light. It has no sense of its previous life or existence. It wanders hopelessly lost. You should exercise caution. These haunts cannot be reasoned with, and they can be lethal if disturbed. You decide to use your psychic talents to dispel the ghost and send it to the spirit world. It will most likely resist. You engage in a psychic duel with the ghost. It turns its mindless anger and desperation against you, but you prevail. You feel that whatever it was before would thank you for the peace you gave it. Suddenly, you look up and see two scything blades racing down the hallway at you. They are razor sharp and suspect they might be able to cut you in half. You don't see anything coming at you in a stagger at a lower level. You decide that the smart move is under the blades. No face cards? Oh, that sucks. Let's flip over a card. Of course, that would be a face. Let's use Calm Sidestep. Yes! 4 points, and we drew an extra card, but that card was an ace. That is useless. Thank God for Calm Sidestep and selecting the only other face card that was out here. That let us win. You drop to the floor quickly just as the blade grazes your head. So, is there a scrying thing here? I think there is. Here we go. Sense danger. At the beginning of any evade traps challenge, X random tricks placed to the board are in a scryed state, where X is the level of the edge. Let's go for another cups next. It's to help me with such things. Hey, here's the upper floor. We'll wait on that at the moment. There is no reason for me to cross this. No reason at all. That will stay there. Okay. Oh, this is a dinner. That's the dining room. The demon who wants the demon baby will be there. I don't know if it's worth doing it, though. That's so many steps back. How about this, everyone? Let's go upstairs and start on the second floor. You see a locked wooden door. There's a worn keyhole right where it belongs, but no sign of a key anywhere. Oh, game! You're making it 6 tougher because of my wand score. Really? Well, screw you. It looks sturdy, but with a little effort, you might be able to kick or shoulder your way through. This is an old house, after all. I took this option because with only 4 tricks, I'd much rather have the lower score than 7 with 4 tricks, even though I would have more card draw. Splinters and a loud noise announce your success in battering down the door. The way lies open. More luck is always useful. Don't I have a lock edge? I do not have a lock edge. Well, that's a shame. Let's go ahead and enter this room. You see rows and rows of books. Most of the material is quite pedestrian, and what you would expect to find in the library of a large estate like this. However, occasionally you come across an item that is more esoteric, and you wonder what secrets and knowledge might be hidden here. Question mark? You'll never know unless you look, of course. Am I reading this wrong, everyone? It always seems like this is a statement, not a question. Alright, let's do this. So this is, I think this is what we need for the witches. You decide to inspect the bookshelf more closely. You scan over the titles and occasionally pull out a volume to get a better look. So, I can see the 3. We'll take it with our 6. I can see the 10 of cups, and I have no means to take that. Let's use Flash of Genius. And hope we get lucky here. I have a good feeling about this card. I would be wrong. We did draw a card, however, and that card is also useless. It was 1 over. Okay. We have failed. Your search comes up empty. That's a shame. Okay. And that wasn't the bookshelf we needed for the wishes. You were suddenly confronted with the appearance of a ghost that seems to phase in from out of thin air. It stares at you and then turns away to kneel down and mimic the act of working on something around a sink. Suddenly, ghostly red tentacles leap out of the plumbing and the ghost works violently to keep them at bay. Despite all your training, the manifestation sends tendrils of fear deep inside your mind. You must steel your resolve and steady your nerves. You didn't get a single success. Maybe you should check into early retirement if you can't get out of this. You're watching the ghost of some long-dead handyman go about fixing an imaginary leak on a sink. The ghost begins to whistle a haunting melody and goes about his business paying you no heed. The red ghost tentacles continue to slip out of the plumbing, and the ghost plumber stolidly works to fix the leak. You sense that the ghost isn't focused on this location. It probably travels all over the estate making supernatural repairs. Come on, game. Screw you and making it so difficult for me to do any of this. You decide to enter a trance and use your skills as a medium to find out what this ghost is up to. Perhaps I know something about this house that can help you. There's a Queen of Wands. We can leave that there. We have no wand cards at all. We'll use the King. We'll use the Page. And we'll use Flash of Genius. To earn 2 more points. You establish contact and psychically clear your throat. The ghost looks up at you with a troubled look on its face. It wants your help. I won't be able to fix this without me wrench. Can you go and fetch it for me? I left it around here somewhere. Had a big leak and needed to seal it. These damn things are everywhere. The ghost goes back to its work. It looks like a wrench might indeed help him out. You wonder just what type of wrench he needs. Hello, the Telesrati generator will be here. You see a strange man hunched over a work table that is cluttered with blueprints, tools, gadgets, and colorful test tubes. He barely takes any notice of you at first, as if he had frequent visitors to his laboratory, which you find highly unlikely. You recognize the man from his odd file almost immediately. Dr. Laszlo Benway. What could he possibly be doing here? There is obviously some strange convergence that's attracting the most notorious and nefarious characters and supernatural entities to this place. Sorry, everyone. For a second, I thought I wasn't recording. Strange bedfellows? This place is downright dangerous. He's not your primary mission objective. Maybe you two can find a way to help each other out. So we'll take that with this. We'll take that 8 with that. Now we have to hope we get some better cards. You clear your throat and look Bedway straight in the eye when he glances up. You note from his facial expression the recognition that you are an odd agent, and the faintest hint of a smile crosses his face. Yes, I think you'll do just fine, he says. Your arrival is most serendipitous. I have a task for you. You will be rewarded, of course. Benway wants you to find his lab refrigerator, which also happens to be this house's only refrigerator, located naturally in the kitchen. Fetch a small jar labeled Boffin Juice, and return it here at once. Oh, the generator's not in this room today. The attic. We're not ready for the attic. Not the game's going to be this difficult for me at the moment. Hello, secret door. This is probably the cultist room with the giant statue. You've discovered a secret wooden door. It blends in almost seamlessly with the wall, but your keen senses were still able to detect it. Finding it is one thing. Figuring out how to open it is another. Oh, this is impossible for us, thanks to how difficult the game's making it. We will just leave this alone. And I can't do anything about that. the way the game decides to mod that is in the game engine. I can't adjust how the game decides what difficulty to, how to increase it. Attempt to pick the lock. You examine the lock mechanism and decide that you just might know how to finesse it open. Nope, not without any face cards. We're not doing it. We need 7 points. That means we have to take every one of them. It seems you overestimate your ability to master this mechanism. You scratch your head in dismay. Try that again. We did get a king. We'll have to get lucky to play it, though. And we don't. It's one of my biggest complaints about this game. I really disagree with the idea that the game becomes tougher the better you do. I cannot stand that idea. I've never liked that idea. You should be rewarded for doing well and making good decisions, not punished for it. Of course, there's a lot of problems with the game that I can't fix, so... Oh well, let's do this again. This is just like the Poltergeist challenge. Not a single success. We're gonna get a bad omen this time. It's been too long. Okay, we did not. Come on, game. Screw you too. I'm ready to start cursing at you. It's a simple lock, game. It's a simple lock. We have to use the queen. We'll use the knight. There we go. Okay, God, so painful. The lock opens. You are just as tight with the lock as you thought. The mechanism clicks, and you turn the knob to open the door. This will be the wrench, I suspect, or the thing in the tub. Let's hope it's the wrench. You hear water dripping, then you notice the bathtub. As you approach, you start to get a bad feeling. The tub is full, and you can hear something moving in it. Suddenly, a figure lurches out of the brackish water and slumps over the side of the bathtub. Empty sockets stare out at you. You've seen your fair share of undead, but this thing still gives you the creeps. This is also why I don't play the game on anything harder than Agent, and why I actually prefer easy. Because at least then, when the game makes it tougher, it still is average in difficulty. Your mind is strong. You see things far worse than this. What would I change, Tim, with the game? There'd be so many things I'd alter. You wouldn't gain any +3 or +4 sanities. You'd only ever gain +1 sanity or life for doing a challenge. And you lose 2 for whenever you fail them. The other creature is fully clothed, but the fabric of its dress is wet and rotting away. You have no idea how long it's been lying in its tub. It turns its head towards you, and a tongue of some sort darts out of its decaying skull and seems to lick fleshless lips. You guess it wants a snack, so I did not alter this challenge at all. We are probably not going to be able to beat it up, so I think we'll just try to flee it. You think you've seen this movie before, and you don't like how it ends. We better be able to use that queen, or we have absolutely lost. You carefully step backwards, and then turn and make a dash for it. You hear the thing sink back into its bathtub. It will stay there. I am not interested in defeating it. It's not part of any quest to my knowledge. It's just there. It can stay there. You see an odd, softly glowing light in the gloom. It seems to be coming closer. Then suddenly its shape becomes clear. You see the billowing outline of what was once a woman dressed in 19th century clothing. But there is no substance there. She is a ghost. A brush with the supernatural is always disconcerting, no matter how many times you experience it. You must fight to keep your sanity, and we have 1 face card. We have to use it. We still might win the horror challenge. You struggle to maintain your sanity. A textbook case of a Class 3 full roaming vapor floats out in front of you. The Class 3 has no discernible remnants of its previous life. It's basically a raw supernatural spirit with the most meager of anthropic trappings, bipedal shape, and sometimes clothing. It starts to zigzag towards your position as if it was chasing something. These hauntings can be dangerous if provoked. We have a better chance of defeating it in combat than running. Engage in a psychic duel to destroy the ghost's presence in this dimension and send it to the spirit world. We'll hold on to the king. It was a mistake. Your mind gets the upper hand after a brief struggle and simply folds the ghost up on itself. It disappears without a sound. There's probably a bathroom here. We need to know. A clue! Awesome. You hear a very faint heartbeat coming from somewhere within the walls. You see a possible lock door. Let's see if we can get lucky. We have a good hand. A king of swords, knight of swords, and a queen of swords. We'll need swords to show up, though. We will immediately use the king. That was very nice. Thank you, game, for giving us plenty of swords up there. The lock opens. You're just as talented with the lock as you thought. The mechanism clicks, and you turn the knob to open the door. Oh! Zombies! You hate these guys. This place certainly knows how to keep you on your toes. Just don't build a summer house here. Oh! Difficulty 7. Game. You increase it by 6. You begin to evoke Wither, which should hopefully reduce these creatures to dust. Remember, this was an option I added to the game, otherwise we'd only be able to fight it. Is the page up here? I don't think so. No pentacles. I don't need more points, although, well, yeah, we'll use Liberating Fire. Oof, take a hit point. We'll get rid of this card and that card. Still no pentacles. It was tricky, but you managed to get all 3 within the confines of the spell. It helps that they were the slow type of zombies rather than the fast type. Didn't get any arcana for that either. Ah, we know we want the crystal ball. There's a good chance we can get it in here. So we're gonna investigate the room. You notice the crystal ball set on the large wooden table almost immediately. You have obviously stumbled upon a seance room of some type. As you approach the crystal ball, it suddenly fills with a swirling cloud of white smoke, and a face materializes inside. You're caught off guard by the sudden appearance of the supernatural fortune teller. I'll use the king. It'll let us win the challenge. You've seen things far worse than this. In fact, this isn't your first run with a crystal ball and a fortune teller. The face of the smoke begins to speak. You soon realize that it doesn't seem to be aware that you're even there. It seems to be communicating with the spirit world directly. You catch glimpses of motion around the periphery of the table. Ghostly shapes soon appear seated around the table. You could swear you hear a tambourine rattle. Well, if we join the seance, we can get the crystal ball. You sense opportunity here to manipulate the power inside the crystal ball and gather information from it. You decide to join in the seance and sit down in an empty seat. That's a good hand for this. I see immediately 2 queens and a knight. I'll use the 4. I will use the queen. If you lose this challenge, there's a chance you could go insane instantly. That's an auto loss, and I do not want that to happen. The face of the smoke introduces herself as Madame Leota, and you have no difficulty in establishing a rapport with her. She reveals to you some very important information. We did not gain the crystal ball. Uh-oh. That's a shame. Okay. I forgot it's a chance. I thought it was a guaranteed result. Let's grab a heroic feats edge next. Another haunting. We'll try dispelling you again. I have a Pentacles card? We do. This is a lot more like it. Thank you, game. Another lock. We'll try this again. Get a little bit, one more point thanks to our increased cups, which is very handy and has let us win the challenge. Nice, one more experience point. Take that in heroic's feats. Still looking for that wrench. You come across an antique mirror. The glass is dirty and streaked, covered in dust, but you catch a glimmer of reflected light off of it. As you look into the mirror to see your reflection, you start to feel uneasy. You simply can't see yourself. It's like you are looking through a portal. Suddenly, the blurry outline of a woman appears. Something supernatural was afoot here. You are startled by the woman's sudden appearance. You realize that you are looking into another dimension, and implications race through your mind, stirring up distressing fears and emotions. We're not going to probably win this challenge, so we want to reduce the damage we take. The strange confrontation with the mysteries of the universe chips away at your sanity. The woman in the mirror does not seem overtly threatening, but she is terrifying nonetheless. She floats on her other side of what surely must be a portal. She can't possibly be human. The only word that describes her is ethereal. You begin to hear a low moan emanating from the mirror. The sound is truly chilling, and you feel as if it is trying to paralyze your mind. Oh, why is it so difficult to talk with her? It's risky, but you might be able to communicate with this other dimensional woman. This might not be an invasion. Please go for help. I'm complaining a lot today. Why? Why are you complaining a lot, Tim? This is what people want to watch. They want to watch. They're here to watch you struggle. They're not here to watch you just cakewalk through a game. Come on, you can give them that entertainment. It's not that. It's that this shouldn't be as difficult as it is. It's one of the only games I own where the game decides to make it tougher for you because you do well at the very difficult, completely RNG puzzle game that it throws at you. And the game's like, yeah, you're doing well. You certainly have a lot of points. Let's make it even tougher. It is said that the eyes of a door... What? It is said that the eyes are a door into the soul, and this proves the case here. You establish a mind link with this ethereal creature and discover that it desperately wants your help. The woman in the mirror is indeed a powerful creature from another dimension. It is searching for its child, who was stolen from it by a sorcerer from your world long ago. The child would be a creature of pure energy in this dimension, and it was imprisoned by the sorcerer in an ornamental vase. The ethereal mother has tracked her child to this location, but cannot cross over. She wants you to find the child and free it. She teaches you the incantation required to break the seal. She promises to reward you if you do this. Something else I would like this game to do, which I cannot add, is to tell you if a quest is if a encounter is part of a quest, like the vase, for example, and tell you if it is part of a quest, why you can't get the quest. Please don't be 744, 754, that's right, 757. I effing hate you, game. Still no wrench. Where is the wrench? It's in a bathroom up here on the second floor. The clock might be here. This must be it. Your attention is drawn to a magnificent grandfather clock that dominates its section of the room. Constructed out of rich mahogany, its exterior is decorated with ornate friezes and carvings. Its large brass pendulum hangs motionless, but frozen oddly at a slight angle. You've had your fair share of encounters with possessed or cursed furniture, and you don't sense anything supernatural here. There is something strange, however. An aura or energy of some sort is being hidden here. It is hard, though, not to be awestruck by the quality of the craftsmanship that went into building the clock. Perhaps it's meant as a distraction. This is obviously the clock of which the creature in the cage spoke. You decide to start searching it for the key. In addition to the complex gear space behind the faceplate, there seems to be dozens of small knobs and handles that might provide access to the interior compartments. We are not taking that queen. I do have Flesh of Genius. We could earn more points, but I think I only have one courage left. Yeah, so we don't want to spend it on something we don't need to spend it on. You search meticulously for any hint of the key, keeping an open mind as to what it might actually look like. Your attention is drawn to an inscription on one side of the gears that reads, on one of the gears actually, that reads E. Schrodinger. You notice that it seems to be stuck, and pursuing the lead, pull a small gold key out from behind it. This must be it. Vic, that is amazing. That is amazing. I love it. I love it. As much as I complain about your game and how it decides to make things tougher when I don't think it should, that's amazing. Another flippin' locked 757 door. We could head downstairs and turn in the quest for the familiar, but I think we'll keep exploring up here instead. We'll come back for that. Please don't be 757. I hate you so much. We need to reduce the damage we're about to take. We don't have any face cards, so we're not winning this challenge. You know what it is? You can't build a good character. I'm sorry, you can't build a balanced character with this game. The game doesn't let you do it. So that means you feel compelled to try to specialize, to really take advantage of the fact that I'm a psychic. I'm going to go all in on psychic abilities and take everything in wands. And then the game sees you doing that, and it's like, well, I know you can't fight, but guess what? You're not going to be able to use psychic abilities either, because I'm going to make that tougher. And that's just, I don't know, it seems like bad. It's bad. It's bad. I hate it. I hate it. Try this again. We're good at this. We should be good at this. We can't get this lock. We can't get this lock picked. There we go. Still no wrench. The house seems to be a nexus of some sort of paranormal activity. It may help mask your presence from the most threatening entities. Let's do this encounter, and then we'll call the session, everyone. So let's do another story token. Oh, I rarely find this. You are confronted with what seems to be, at first, a collection of crudely drawn scribbles in oily black ink on the wall. As you examine it closer, the hairs begin to stand up on the back of your neck. You want to pull your eyes away, but they are drawn to the bizarre scratchings, and slowly they resolve into a panoply of horrific images of human sacrifice at the behest of some tentacled alien god. You know forbidden texts when you see them, and this is something that only the most experienced occult researchers should even dare tinker with understanding. It's too late now, though. You'll need to steel your mind against these disturbing images. I'll risk the queen will come in useful later. she did. That also lets us win the challenge. Nice. Would have won the challenge anyway, though. You seem to have the ability to partition the dark corners of your mind. That may come in handy. Even better if we get an edge upgrade. Nothing. The horrifying mural obviously depicts some sequence of rituals intended to invoke one of the ancient tentacled alien gods that so often seek to break the dimensional barriers and set themselves to feast upon the ripe harvest of this humanity. Woo! It's a big sentence. You wonder why it would be etched here upon the wall of this house. You excelled in linguistics and cryptology back at the Odd Academy. You wonder if it might be worth the inherent risks to your sanity to delve a little deeper here and try to glean some information from the mural. There's a Queen of Wands. We can leave her there because we have Flash of Genius. And we'll need to use it if we want to actually not suffer consequences. I think we will do it. Slowly, you recognize some of the elements as variations on the funerary rites of the Yigithian. Some of these directions detail a map to forbidden knowledge, a time and place that seems to be nearby. Well, the clock's right here, so why not just step over there and see what it wants us to do? The clock is just like the one described in the pictograms on the horrific mural. You decide to try and manipulate the clock hands to see if you can activate the secret door that leads to the tentacle shrine. There's a 4 of wands, we have a 5, we are totally taking you. So use the queen and win this challenge. You remember a phrase in the pictograms on the mural that mentions the holy numbers of the Proto-Yigithian. You turn the big hand around like a combination lock, stopping on each of the holy numbers. You hear a mechanism click, and then a flash of light explodes in front of you. I think we're teleported into that room. You are completely surprised with the sight of a sorcerer priest of the tentacled ones. It is a sorcerer of some sort. And already swirling red balls of power are forming up within its grasp. You've heard stories of such creatures, but the sudden appearance of one has sent you teetering on the brink of panic. The taint of an elder alien god permeates this place, and the horrific nature of the sorcerer priest is enough to send even a grizzled odd agent running away in terror. You've had a few brushes with squiddies, and they don't frighten you in the least. The sorcerer priest isn't even stopping for pleasantries. You are an intruder, and it intends to cleanse you from its temple as quickly as possible. You have to decide now whether to stand and make a fight or just run for your life. You will test your sorcery on the tentacled sorcerer priest. You can sense a strong energy level emanating from it. This probably won't be an easy battle. One face card only. It won't be easy. We still won. We could use my fool, but I think we're okay. I'm okay with this. The squid-headed priest melts before the raw power of your sorceress energy. All that is left is a steaming puddle and some singed robes. Your attention is caught by the soft flickering light of candles in the gloom. Then you notice the curving shapes that the candles are perched upon. You are viewing a stone shrine of some sort. Suddenly you realize that the curved shapes are stone tentacles spread out in front of you. There's an aura of absolute evil that pervades the area around this secret shrine. As your gaze comprehends the entire outline of the shrine, you shrink back in horror. You're confronted by what is obviously a stone carving depicting one or another of the elder alien gods, the tentacled ones as they are also known. Cold tentacles sweep out and seem to draw you into the maw of the creature. You must fight to keep your sanity. This is good. This is good for a start. And that lets us keep our sanity. You recognize the tentacle delusion for what it is, and shrug off its attempt to deceive you. You stand before an imposing stone sculpture depicting one of the legendary alien gods of the tentacled pantheon. You sense a palpable aura of evil emanating from the shrine. Dark magics permeate the very rock from which it was carved. You have found the secret shrine whose location was described on the pictograms in the mural that you stumbled upon. It wasn't easy getting here. Although you stand before a shrine consecrated to an alien creature that wants to devour your race, you feel that you might be able to turn this discovery to your advantage. Let's decipher the arcane writing. You notice a small inscription of Proto-Yigithian running around the base of the shrine. Perhaps you might be able to decipher its meaning and turn this forbidden knowledge to your advantage. There are, of course, certain risks involved. We don't have Flash of Genius anymore, so I can't use it here. That's going to be a real pain in my butt. Oof. And oof was because we got two kings as tricks. That's okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You begin to translate the pictograms and feel a rush of energy fill you. There is something powerful hidden in the verses, and you begin to unravel their meaning. You feel like you have pushed your luck as far as you dare. Hey, we gained a spell. Maybe we can use some arcane energy to power it? We gain Lore of Quickoplath. It is a eldritch spell. Nice. And what does it do? Roll one bone and select a face card in your hand and swap it with any played card to take a trick, regardless of suits. Then draw X cards, where X is the number of pentacles rolled divided by 2. It's used in lore, puzzles, dispels, divinations, sorceries. Okay, that's nice. And I think we'll stop here, everyone. Although I have quite a bit of points. Can I have something that helps me with courage? Braveheart. We need to take Braveheart. This will lower the amount of courage we spend by 1. And since courage is not easily acquired, you actually don't get it for passing horror checks. We will need Braveheart. Let's select it. 6 more points. Let's take a Eldritch Spell Edge. We don't have 2 Eldritch spells that can be cast at in the same challenge yet. Whenever a spell, the Eldritch subtype is cast, face cards can be targeted for bumping their values up or down. An edge on level 1. I shouldn't have chosen this. I should have looked at my spells a little more. We can use our spells more often with Eldritch Spellcraft. Let's grab Eldritch Music of the Spheres for more card draw, I'm thinking. And we'll try to get another combat spell in our hand. And that will finally do it for us, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. When we come back, we will... Oh, no. Okay, I'm about to say, please be here, Dora. We need to be able to leave this room. Let's actually do this really quick. I was about to say, let's check this room for a clue, and we got one. We'll look at that clue, and then that will do it for us. You feel an evil presence all around you. The house itself radiates evil. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let's summarize what's happened. I complained a hell of a lot about how this game makes it tougher for us, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. We picked up a few more edges. We grabbed Sense Danger, Braveheart, Music of the Spheres. We got lucky to get another Eldritch Scroll. We used up all the courage on our Flash of Genius, unfortunately. Oops, don't want to hit that button. And we've increased our cups another point. We have gotten a few more quests, and things are looking pretty good for us so far. My plan next, I think... Whoa, we're back on this side of the house, though. That's quite a step to get back over here. But I think we have to. We'll walk back over here and continue exploring more of the second floor. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and take care, everyone.